So more Berserk. Okay, so how can I continue? Um, man, this movie, it just, you know, it really feels like they took the manga and some kind of super wizard did like this, like, and every piece of the manga became, become to life. That's how it feels. It feels like the book is really alive. You know, like every character, just become a real, absolute being. That's how beautiful the movie is. Um, and looks and feels, and I don't know. I am just, it's one of the things that really make me really really happy this week is to finally be able to, to watch at least some of the real epic parts, and see that they truly did justice. They truly did justice to the old series and to the manga. Well, at least mostly like in a loyal visual way and an artistic way, right? Um, there's this part where I was laughing so much. I mean, I think I awoke the entire neighborhood when I started to laugh with that, cause there's this part when God he's fighting, Griffith, and God he's like before they start to fight he's like when he say the superior attitude you're like making me suck, and I was like, oh my god, I mean that's guts right there, like this super metro badass character, man. Like he's like super, I don't know, man. I just love this character. He can, you know he's this type of character that he can be really shady, and he can be, really wicked, mean, like really badass attitude all the time. But at the same time, he got this tragic side of him. But it's like a real dark side. But at the same time, it's a side that I don't know. I guess most of us can relate with, and it's like this agony that he always carry. But this agony, it's like you don't see it like right away, but it starts to develop and develop, to the point where when you see how overshaded he is by all these emotions and this trauma that he got, and you know, God, I mean, he was, he pretty much he was burned out of a corpse, like some fucking people kill his mother and they hang her out. I think she was accused to be a pagan and or a heretic, and they kill her because fucked up, fanatical religious, like they're full of shit, fucking people, and you see that when you see the old anime, you see that part in, where you see the red forest. It looks like it's all bathed in blood, and you see the tree where his mother is again hanging there, and you actually you see in the book, right, in the manga, when God he you know on his birthday when he come out of the valley, you see how the little baby falls, and you see it there, and you're like, oh god, it's just too crazy, man. Like, you know what, you don't see more mangas like these anymore. These are like the type of super hardcore mangas that I think they really do. They work on this type of mangas, but they tend to be more like a real underground scene now in Japan. They tend to be, sadly, this kind of really hardcore mangas, they are pretty much banned. But one thing I love about the movie is that they kept a lot of the gore there and a lot of the real shocking parts. Like you even see, nudity, and and there's this, this sexual part between gods and Casca, and that part was beautiful, to see them like that, and the first time when they they're making up, and the way it looks like real, like they verily censor part there. I mean, and that's one thing I like, that you see a lot of what's going on there, but you see even more in the manga, right? And not to mention when she was raped by fucking Griffith, and you even see her, like, you see him like touching her there and everything, and it's just really hardcore. And I wasn't expecting to see that. I wasn't, because these days most of mangas, they're pretty much banned, like to the point where they're very watchable anymore, like, and I like that they really stay loyal to that. And another part that I really love was, oh my god, when you see the Skull Knight, or, well, he got two names, right? They like the easy name, they call him the Skull Knight, and like the long name that I remember I read on the manga is called the Knight of Skeleton. And I kind of like the name better, but still, there is this part when he's battling Sot, like the arch demon in the story, like he's like God's nemesis, and they're fighting out of the eclipse, right? And you see, the Skull Knight and Sot fighting together, and I was like, oh man, this is just, oh. I mean, they were fighting like fighting like for real. Like, you see, I don't know, man. They put a lot of effort in that fight. Like, it looks so fucking epic, man. Like, epic, like the word epic is really for this part of the movie. Some of the scenes there, the battles, they're just amazing. And actually filled me with joy to see that, cause I mean, this character, the Skull Knight, he's like he could be, if it's not because I really love Godblood, I mean, he could be my favorite character, cause it's something about him. Like, you see this guy, and he's like like a skeleton armor, right? Like, you see only like this, gleaming light inside the armor face, and you see only like the glare, and they start to shine, like, it's like this supernatural being that is so imposing, and at the same time he's majestic, but at the same time he looks like something really gothic, like something really goth, like, it can be kind of scary to watch. But that's the beautiful thing about it. The first time you see this thing, you're like, what the fuck, what kind of demon or devil is this thing? It looks like an overlord devil guy, right? But when you start to learn about the character, I mean, he's just there to help all his gods and Casca all the time, and he's a, like, I don't know, man, like a superhero in the story. Um, so I don't know. I mean, still, he's a very enigmatic character. Like, you don't know exactly what he is till when you read the books. Like real far ahead. But I got my theories about it, right? I, since you never see God's father, sometimes it really makes me believe that he could be. I'm not saying that he is, because that's not it's not official. I don't think it's revealed yet. But I think he is Godfather. I mean, I used to think that he could be Sod, because they kind of resemble each other. Like, the father could be like a brutal, barbaric version of God, which is also a barbarian type of warrior, a berserker warrior. And but I don't know. I think it will make perfect sense if his father is him, cause I don't know, man. You see that God when you read the book, you know that you got the little elf called Puck, right? And he always relate the presence of God with something, like he said himself, like if there is a scent about you that it reminds me something like an elf, you know. And so, and but he said also the same about the Skull Knight, and I mean, and they put it in a way in the book that it kind of makes you feel like wow, you know, maybe he could be his father, and no one really knows. But that's just my theory. Let's see what's gonna happen. But I was that was one of the major happiness when I saw the Skull Knight flying on his epic horse like in the middle of the cliff, and and take God and Casca out of there, man, and he's like that there's no human being that can do that shit, only him, so that's when you know that he's a supreme badass, like like nothing can touch this guy, like he can fight so that he's all calm, he don't he's not even like, oh, I need to fight, he's like completely cool down. And something about a lot about him is that he's not, he don't have like his attitude. He's not like this stereotypical attitude. He's always like just there and stare you in the eyes at the gleam, and he can say these really subliminal phrases about the story, and you're like, I'm like, it's like, it's just, I love this guy, man. I don't know, man. Like, to me, I mean, God and the Skull Knight, they are like my two major, inspiration in this series, and, but I don't know. I always got this tendency to like the heroes over the evil characters. Like, I mean, there's only a few type of characters that I like that I guess they can be considered to be evil, but they're most like the kind of type of characters like Dracula or I don't know, others that are kind of more like an anti-hero type of character. But like I said before in the other video, I don't like Griffith. I used to like him, but not anymore. And I just don't want to be part of the fanboy base of Griffith, and I know he's a real iconic character in the story. Like, I acknowledge that there is a charisma in him, that he's likable, that that sometimes you don't know if you hate him or love him, but like I said before, I have a huge story about him, and I don't like what he did to to the band of the Hawk, like the way he saw his people like that, and all that people were there for him, and they went down there in that prison and took them out and saved them pretty much in that same after that day he just betrayed them like that. I mean, and that's something that usually you don't do, I mean, I understand that he was pretty much all inert there, and he was being like a rag doll, pretty much. Like you see him like that, like a rag doll, and and and, and I know that the reason why he accepted, the God hand, which are these evil demons from hell. Pretty much they are like the source of evil in the story, and he accept, to become part of them, but in order to earn the power to become like the king, like the ruler, he has to offer the life of all the people that love him. So, and he did that, and for that, it's like you're gonna be in hell forever, So, there's no cure for that. But and I cannot believe that 15 minutes can pass so fast. I wish I can talk about it a lot. I wish I could. I'm trying to organize all my ideas, all what I really need to say about it, but it's so much. The story is so vast, so amazing, so huge. It's just it moved me in this way that I can go on and on and on for hours. But well, just love the Skull Knight and God. He's just fucking rock, and he's a complete badass and love.